The market response is real, and it can be deadly. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Thanks for finding me in this nacho cheese universe of YouTube. And I hope you enjoyed the content today. And if you did, smash that subscribe button. Help the channel grow bigger. It is free to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And we're only 130 subscribers away from getting to our pizza party at 7,500 subscribers. Going to be awesome. Big shout out to Alpha Investments. Thanks a lot for mentioning the army of Soldevi over here. Really appreciate it. Thanks again for all those guys who put the comments in there and sent me the emails. Truly epic, man. To be recognized by the Taco King himself. What can you say? Blast, man. Total blast. Just remember, I always say, hold the line. Don't sell your cards unless you have to. And I never graduated Magic University, so you can take that advice for what it is. If you need a real financial advisor out there, I suggest you find one and don't take my advice from a guy in the background hoarding piles of cardboard who has no idea what he's talking about. This non-advice, you got to take it for what it is, entertainment purposes only. So, have you noticed that these buyouts right now for some of the dark cards are pretty vicious? Some of the prices spiked up really big. I don't know how sticky they're going to be. I don't know how well they're going to stick. That's going to take some time to unravel for us to see how they go. But what's becoming very apparent is every time a buyout happens, the reactions are more like they're more volatile. They hit harder. They get more like factor from people. And I expect that only to get worse as things go along. The more these buyouts happen over the years, because they kind of come in waves, the more they happen, the worse and more extreme the reactions become. You got to think of it, Frankenstein's monster. It was on my buyout this weekend, right? And it was on last week. So you're talking hundreds of copies that I could track. Not to mention the places I can't track from. Local stores and stuff that I don't have any affiliation or any conversation with. And, don't care about me at all and don't send me information. Thanks a lot, guys. But you can contact me. Email me. If you want to give me some stats, email me. When that happens, those are the ones I could track. The hundreds of sales. Now that those cards are gone. Now that Frankenstein's Monsters cards are gone. And Nameless Race. Copy's gone. Exorcist. Preacher. City of Shadows. Think about it. These are just cards from the dark. Let alone all the other cards out there. The reactions get pretty volatile. They're more swift. Because over here, we have the stores. Over here, the players. So players say, we want those cards now. You know what? The dark's getting a buyout. There's cards I've been waiting to buy. And I'm going to react now before they're all gone. And those players, 1, 10s and 20s and 30s and 50s and hundreds of those players, jump in all at once. And they go to all the platforms they can find. And they buy the cards. And behind those players are other players who wanted the card and thought about getting it. But maybe they're like, I just can't afford it. So they're still sitting in the wings hoping the price goes down. Over here you have the stores. The store's like, whoa, we just sold a lot of copies of Frankenstein's Monster. We sold a lot of copies of Nameless Race, City of Shadows, Exorcist, whatever it may have been. Whatever card may have been the flavor of the week, as it were. That store now has a decision to make. What are we going to do? What is our response to what these people out here are doing? They like this product. We need more of it. We gotta get more. So, they send the minions down to the 10th level to go looking. Looking for more. What can we find in the hidden bulk boxes that are underneath the dungeon? What can we find down there? And they go searching. And maybe they find a few copies. And those now get flushed into the system. At a higher price, I might add. That's their reaction, by the way. They don't care if the card was good or not. They don't care why it was being sold or bought. They just know they need to make more money. That's that store's job. They got to stay in business. They got to flush it up. They got to say, ooh, we sold those for $20 and they sold it almost instantly. The market over here says this. The MTG stock says this. Check out some YouTube channels. They're saying this. Okay, we got to put this up here. Let's see what we can do. But most of these stores now follow things like, Crystal Commerce? Some of those programs designed to already algorithm it up as things happen. I get that. Some independent stores don't. They don't want to pay the fees. I get that. but they can see where the price is. That means almost all the stores that are on those kind of systems all have a set price already. They're almost all the same, which is very interesting because some of those stores will give you higher trade-in value, higher buy value, depending on what you're trading in. But every time that system got flushed up, the prices went higher. And if somebody in the wings or if another Timmy came along and said, I want those cards, and they go ahead and buy it, they've got to go searching for more. They're hoping they can find more. And if they can't find more in their bulk bin, guess what? That's when their buy prices start going up. Because they're like, look, if this card we had it for $20, and the response from the market was crazy with this new combination of what they can do with Yabba Dabba and Do. We're going to raise this price now. They were buying at 20. I see it's still selling at 40 and 50. Our program here says we should put it at 60. So we're going to buy listed at 30. They're going to buy listed at 30. But people just bought it for 20, so they're not going to sell it back to you for 30. They're just not. They're going to hold on to it. I would hold the line no matter what, because I'm not letting my reserve list cards go. But some people out there will say, hey, that's a quick tendy. And they may take that opportunity. But don't forget, that's if it's near mint. That store is going to find a flaw with your card. I almost guarantee it. Older cards are pretty easy to have little imperfections because, let's face it, they've been sitting in a box. They've been sitting on a shelf. They've been played in decks. And we didn't have sleeves back in the day. So older cards really get abused. So that store, they're going to do what they can to get that price down. But then you have the players over here who maybe still want that card. Maybe their new combination was found. Maybe it's some unique artwork that's never coming back. Whatever the reason may be for a person collecting a card, they have to react. You have to react, and it goes back and forth. They don't have official market response models to activity and how the stores react versus how the consumer will react. They don't have official ones like exist for products like, I don't know, bacon and eggs and bread. Right? Market response algorithms can kind of manage out the system there. When it comes to a regular card, they can open new product. They can hope to get trade-in value. They can hope to do things, okay? They can go to Wizards and plead their case and try to get some new boxes that they can crack maybe. More Commander product to split open. When it comes to reserve list cards, they can't do that. There's nobody to complain to. It just disappears from the system. Some people will sell, but they usually want a higher price. They're never going to sell for less than they got. That's why a lot of times these cards don't come back on the market unless somebody's on hard times. That's usually when those kind of things happen. But if they've dedicated themselves to doing it, they probably have a buffer zone of financial stability apart from their card values. You hope they would. I hope you do. But I look at that store out there, and eventually they don't have any left. And when that store runs out of the reserve list card of the week, maybe another competitor still kept some of it, but they really jacked their prices up. Eventually theirs is gone too. And then the next competitor, they had it even higher than them. And the next, and the next, and the next. Till eventually it's all gone. That's what I think will happen. Not now, maybe 10, 15 years from now. There's only so much out there of certain cards. The Darks print run was 65 million. I've told you guys in the previous video, it's not that big. Legends, Antiquities. Antiquities, as you guys saw in Rudy's video, even the bulk stuff, it's not bulk anymore. Everywhere you look, the prices are rising. Even on heavily played stuff, there's just not a lot of it out there. And people like to have it. They like to say they have an Arabian Nights card from the very first expansion of Magic. I saw a new player who had a beat-up desert. I was like, where'd you get that? They're like, oh, I bought it at a store, man. I know it's all beat up, but I have a card from Arabian Nights. They were so proud. I gave them kudos. It was pretty cool. Doing 1 damage. Bing! Fun stuff. Not bulk anymore. Rudy's right. It's not bulk. Absolutely. Not enough of it out there. The response to those cards will be even worse over the years to come. Even if it's not reserve list, they'll recognize it, and they'll jack those prices up. But when it comes to reserve list cards, when you start thinking of, hey, so Devi Excavations. Yep. The market response when I bought a whole bunch of these, and when some of the people on my channel bought some, the price shot up. We hit new highs. We got to about $50 Canadian, and it's been dwindling down ever since. And as it dwindles down and nobody's bought it, it'll just keep falling until eventually people decide to bite. But if they bite in a coordinated effort, they will flush the system at a lower price and save themselves a lot of money. That's the lull period that some people, some sharks out there will wait for. But remember, if they can't restock it, the price never drips that low because they're like, hey, that's all we have. We've checked everywhere. Every nook and cranny and mousetrap of that dungeon has been searched. These are the last 8 we have. And they say, okay, I don't care what it says. Mark it at this price. Take it off our sheets and put it just inside the showcase at that price. Remember in 2020, December 2020, I bought some Thralls as a joke. Some Thrall champions. Team Thrall! Team Thrall! And I bought those bad boys for 57 cents, I believe. Yeah, you can go back and watch the video. But I think it was 57 cents. 57 cents. That's pretty cheap, wouldn't you think? Look at that card now. $9-10. On the channel, I said, hey, Lodestone Bauble, underrated, something to keep an eye on. Some people listened, some people didn't. And then a freaky card like Cultivator Colossus comes around, kind of makes this card important again, and the card shot more in value. Seeing ahead of the curve can be part of the battle. Reserve list cards that are cheap are not going to stay cheap. And the responses will get worse and worse as the cards go back and forth. Bigger whales eat up the smaller whales, and it continues on. Now, when it comes to new cards, new sets, cards can still get broken. You ever notice in some of my videos lately in the top 10, you've had commons reaching that $2, $3, $4, $5 level. Because right now, a lot of people aren't enamored with the sets. So a lot less is getting opened, causing higher price spikes. Supply and demand. So if common cards that are $3, $4, and $5 for common, for consider, for that D&D card, when those cards are like that $4 or $5 level, you can still buy reserve list cards at that point, right? Like, look at that. That's a common that will get reprinted versus a card that won't, even if it's a crappy reserve list card that nobody likes. The fact is, there's a finite amount of that one, and the new cards, there is more. But even the new cards can get bought out. They can have a cool combo and everyone goes for it. There could be a supply-demand issue where you just can't get enough of it because nobody's willing to spend $140 to crack a box. The cool thing is, though, if those cards keep ticking up, that will entice people to open those boxes because they're like, hey, there's like commons in there. They're like $7, $8 right now. If we even get like 4 or 5 of them in a box, we just paid for half the box. Interesting. Just remember those stores will give you half the price, right? And only until they've restocked. They'll take a play set of 4 or 8 from you, but then they're going to start giving you less money. Keep that in mind too. I find this stuff truly fascinating to see how the responses go. My emails really blew up with a whole bunch of stuff on this weekend. And I will respond to everyone. It's a live stream. I'm filming tonight just before my live stream, so I didn't have enough time to get to everything. I'll get to it this week as I go out through week. So bear with me. I will get back. There's a lot of emails, so I'll get back to them as quick as I possibly can. But I want people to realize that and understand how the market is going to work. The swings will become worse and worse, even if it's not a good card. It'll go back and forth from stores trying to restock and they can't restock, whales and sharks eating each other in the ocean trying to get the cards, trying to see who has the most of that stock in that company, in that building. Remember the Soldevi excavation building? They like doing mining and stuff, but there's only 224,000 shares in that company. It's a very limited company. And don't forget, things like the Cyclopean Tomb digging company in suspended animation, they've only got 31,000 shares in their company, and they're never reissuing stock again. See where I'm going with this? We are in for a very interesting year here in 2022 with some of the new sets coming out like Kamigawa. I'm still kind of psyched for it. And the response to that is upticking. The hype train isn't dead as a few of these things get spoiled and it kind of gets people's minds going a little bit. The real big ones will be to see what happens with Double Triple Masters. The Brothers War. Looking forward to that. I'll have a video later of that this week. And of course, seeing what happens with Dominaria United. Let's go Team Thrall. Let's have the Thralls come back. That'd be so cool. Thrall support, man. And then before you know it, reserve list buyouts. Because they're coming. I don't know when. You never know when. Just like those stores, I react to them after I start seeing them happen. And I will give you information whenever I see it. But I'm going to keep buying the cards I like. Nice, slow, and steady is my pace. Just like I talked to you guys about. Go too fast, things can happen. If you're always buying a little bit here and there, you're never caught that much unawares. It's kind of cool. So guys, let me know what you guys think about the market response to all the buyouts going on. Do you think it'll get worse? Do you think it's going to be a vicious ocean of piranhas just chewing down on the Skittle rainbow? I don't know. but I can't wait to be there and see it. So have a great weekend. Oh, have a great weekend. What am I saying? Have a good day, and we'll see you all tomorrow because this is the weekend when I'm filming it. I'm filming it like Sunday night. All right, guys, have a great one. I'll see you all tomorrow. Big shout out to all my awesome patrons out there. Can't wait to see you guys, man. We're going to have a great time next weekend on the live stream as we do our first spin for our new patron giveaways. Can't wait to see you guys all there. And of course, it will be recorded, so don't worry. I will contact you. So close to that pizza party. So close. Can't wait till we get there. It's like I can almost taste it. I was like, oh, 130 subs to go with a smiley face. Can't wait. Gonna have a good time. 130 subs, we can do it, man. We can get there. Gonna get my Aunt Bethany involved here. Get Uncle Tomax out here. Where's Zaymont? Where's Uncle Duke and Scarlet? What are they up to? I call Bats, Battle Android Trooper, but I don't think we're gonna get him in there. Hanging out with Grandpa Cobra Commander. Or Destro. Yeah, I'm in a little G.I. Joe mood. Can't help myself. But we're almost there to that 130 to get us to that pizza party. Can't wait. We're going to have I don't care what day of the week it is. I'm going to set up as quick as I can. We're going to have a good time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. You made it to the end. You deserve to be rewarded with something spicy. So let's go. Oh, I dropped that one on the floor. Let's go with Shocking Grasp, which makes absolutely no sense because Shocking Grasp is like damage. This one here, it says, creature gets -2/-0 until end of turn, and you draw a card. That's not what Shocking Grasp did. It did damage. It should have made it a red-blue. And they should have made creature gets -2/-0. It gets dealt 2 damage to the creature, and you draw a card for 1 red, 1 blue. That's what that card should have been. I'd be a little happier with that, Anyway, you guys have a good one. Stay classy. By the way, I just had to record a second part here. I did put the Shocking Grasp inside the box. It is in the box, okay? It's in the box.